James, well, hey, you made it early. We're just starting here. Go ahead and unpin that message. Actually, thanks for showing up. Okay, so we're gonna make today kind of short, which is gonna be like maybe three hours or so. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna make it a little bit short. So we're gonna use. I think for this one, we're gonna try and do is use a little bit more in the way of physical movement traps. So one of the things I want to do is I thought about maybe doing gravity pillars. Just to kind of help take care of sappers, and I think gravity pillars might be better for sappers for late game on this map, and maybe for everything else in general. And we kind of want to do possibly regular flip traps and spike walls. I might need to go and upgrade spike wall here, but we're gonna kind of take a look and theorize a little bit on what we want to do with that, because I think if you can and flip trap, I guess. I think if we can constantly like push them backwards a little bit, then it might be easier to you know, make sure that the enemies aren't progressing forward. So yeah, let's take a look at that here. I pop in, like I said, we may have to we're gonna probably want to upgrade the flip traps anyways. I think we're gonna use these two in combination. I think these are gonna be our only ceiling traps. I can place it. He probably says it's come on, why can't I place it? Yeah. Oh, it's because I was goofing around a little bit, and I was supposed to do this, and secondary fire and cell trap is E. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, you have map now. I forgot. I haven't checked it. Just finish your trap tier list, so it's time for swing traps. Yeah, I thought about those as well in this. I completely forgot about the map function. I hadn't even checked it out yet. I'd thought about it, but I don't think it's going to be that good here. What I kind of want to do is alternate these, right? Because this kill corridor is going to be really where we catch everything. And if I have freeze and ballista, it's really going to kind of help take care of all the big guys. And then for my floor traps, I think I want to bring flip traps, right? And I'm going to do this sort of, just kind of keep flipping everything backwards while they get slowed. So those are my two floor traps I'm going to bring. For the wall traps, I'm thinking bring these, and then I could do saw blade launchers on the area that, as a matter of fact, I could even do like this, although that doesn't really work all the way through. I kind of do have to have them down a little bit. So I could put the saw blade launchers up top and horizontal, and they'll still bounce around the same amount. And they're only going to affect the really big guys, so that might be good. They'll shred on the big guys, and they won't affect the little guys at all. So the little guys might start sneaking through, but that's why I would bring the gravity pillar. I guess I would do like a gravity pillar, and then 2 ballista, 2 fire hoses. Okay. 2 ballista, 2 fire hoses. I'd run the walls like this with the saw blade launcher. And then the last thing I'm going to want is a trap reset trinket with passive cooldown to make him shoot a little bit faster and keep everything there. I think this might be the best way to do it. And then the saw blade launchers, basically the saw blade launcher is what kills. So we can place it vertically on spots like this, for example. Although those will bounce out, but we don't have much of a choice. Wonder, can I stack this 3 high? I can, but I don't think I can put a ceiling trap here. Yeah, no, this is one of those weird squares. That's fine. Xander, are the snow cannons any good? You know, I used them the other day on one of the endless maps, and they worked out pretty well. Yeah, it worked out pretty well. So I mean, we can just do snow cannons, and I was thinking lasers might do well. At least for the early game, lasers will do well. But if I can put these here, and it'll pull up sappers, then I can throw these vertical, and they'll bounce, and they'll just kill all the sappers that get stuck up in these. You know, and then I can place a bunch of them over here for the next row, and then I can place them like along this ceiling, and then put these saw blades here, and it'll pick up the sappers, and the saw blades will do all the work in killing them. And that might be more efficient late game than the lasers. So how long does this handle kobolds? Yeah, I don't know. On the other maps, the kobolds kind of started slipping through, but it did take them a while, actually. So maybe I'm okay with lasers. It took them a while, and these guys are going to have a distance to travel, because there's going to be 4 rows of lasers, and then rows of lasers all the way through here, and you're going to have at least 6 or 8 rows of lasers on this side. So it's going to take a while for the sappers, because our barricades are going to be here, and it'll definitely take them a while to get over to this area. Especially if we have like maybe flip traps. Yeah, okay, maybe we run lasers then instead of ballista. And we're just gonna stack a crap ton of lasers, right? And we're gonna probably want them to be not gonna get great combos, but it'll be okay. So we put like the cannons, you know, sitting in the back, and then we'll throw a bunch of lasers up, and then maybe a row of cannons, another row of lasers, row of cannons, another row of lasers. Maybe. Just because they have crowd control reduction. So I think the physics traps are going to be best. Because they still have to fall or fly a certain distance. They still have to stand up. And all of that time they have, that's probably not going to be reduced. Whereas their crowd control reduction is reduced. So the ice will help them kind of get hit by these spike walls. The lasers will just be there for that constant damage, as well as the saw blades. So if we were to do this, we can put 3 of them out there. But then we can't do any other saw blades, so we'd have to probably go horizontal backwards. And then anything that gets knocked this way, any big guys or anything, and the flip traps as well. We're gonna do the heavy guys on the flip traps. This one, barricades on the other side, works out pretty well. Yeah, there's 2 ways you can really set this up. You can do barricades here, and then the sappers from that gate and that gate all come into this area. You put lasers here. And then what you would do is you'd put barricades at the top of the stairs. And this is kind of the end goal here. So when sappers run over here, they're going to see that, and they're going to say, well, we can't make it up there. So they're going to run around to the back of the barricades. And they're going to run through your kill box. Any of the sappers that come out of there, and half the ones from the middle. But you can do it on the other side, where you barricade here, and the sappers from the left gate and half the middle will actually run through the centerpiece here. And you can put barricades on this side. The issue with this is the distance between this door and these cades is a lot shorter than on the other side, so you have less time to take care of sappers. You probably could do 25 waves using that method, but that's not something we're going to do yet. Plus, if we barricade off this side, all the enemies, and right in here, all the enemies will run up these stairs. And we don't need barricades in this spot yet, but once we hit this room, we're going to put barricades all the way to this corner, and then they're going to keep running this direction, into this room, and over the bridge, and into the rift, is the idea, if they make it that far. But I'm very curious to see how good physics traps become since we have the crowd control reduction. Yeah, that's the only reason I don't barricade over here. I used to. As a matter of fact, there was a bug back in the day, like way back, like when this first came out on Stadia, where if you had a double barricade, sappers, when they blew up on this edge, wouldn't damage the barricade. And so I layered this whole row with barricades, short side facing the door. Of course, they fixed that, and then they reset the leaderboards, because that's pretty big. But basically, this cade here was the hitbox, but the collision detection happened on both sides of the double cade, so that they would collide, explode, but the hitbox wouldn't be affected. That's what I understood of it. But yeah, because of the sappers coming out of there, you get more time to deal with them if it's on this side. Okay. And the question is there another trap that we can bring that's really going to make this pop? Speaking of bug, anyone else unable to get damage EXP on blade staff? Yes, Tylosaurus. If you there's two elements to that bug. If you have the pre-order and you have the pre-order blade staff, then you have to unlock the regular blade staff to get the damage to increase. However, if you don't have the pre-order, the blade staff damage will not increase. So, robots come out with information that they are aware of that there's a bug and they're fixing it. I'm imagining that. And some people said that even some of their other traps haven't been able to upgrade. I haven't had that problem yet. I did have the problem with the Overlord staff for the pre-order not being able to be upgraded. But nothing else yet. Okay, so the other physics traps we have are Swinging Mace, which won't knock back big guys. The Gravity Pillar won't knock back big guys either. But the point of the Gravity Pillar would be to catch the Earthlings before they make their way out. If we have ceiling lasers, though, we probably won't bring that. Don't have the pre-order. Yeah, if you don't see this blade staff in your inventory, the Overlord blade staff, then it's just going to be broken and you won't be able to upgrade the blade staff until they come out with a fix. Because freeze is reduced. I kind of don't want to do snow cannon because they're so expensive. But if you have a lot of them and they're freezing one after the other, then the enemy still stays frozen for a while. And that'll help the spike wall do its knockback, because it'll affect every enemy. As will the flip trap, which is why we're bringing those two. Let's see here. Is the pre-order just cosmetic? Yeah, it's the same. It's like instead of doing skins like they did for heroes, which we're actually about to head back to our skill book, our spell book, and take a look at some other traps here that we could theorize with. Instead of like switching skins like you can on heroes, it's just its own thing. So you have the blade staff, and then you have the Overlord blade staff, but they're the same thing. They work the same way. We could use wind belt actually. We'd have to be in the fight, but we could use wind belt against everything that's small. Not going to be able to do anything to big guys, but later in the game, we're not going to be able to do anything to them anyways. Huh. Although we could just bring the stone staff maybe, and then try and stun them as much as possible. If we do trinkets, we could do empty rift maybe. Okay, so let's look at the traps that we don't have. The push traps would be cool if they affected the big guys, but they don't. So if we're going to bring a wall trap to do it, then it's going to be spike wall. I thought windows of butterflies may be above the spike wall, but I think we need more damage to make it effective, because those spike walls are going to go on cooldown, and if the enemy runs fast enough, then yeah, we need damage to clear out some of them. Oh. Unless you spam shock zappers, stun. You have stun enemy on hit. They only hit one thing at a time. I wish I had a chain. Does Floor Scorchers knock up affect big guys? No, they don't. Only heavy orcs and below. Grinder has slow, but it's not gonna be useful here in Endless. There's also Confusion Flower, but Confusion Flower again, that's gonna be reduced. Haymaker only affects the small guys, but I'm wondering if that actually be better than Gravity Pillar, but we need to bring Gravity, or we need to not bring Gravity Pillar for the Snow Cannon. So small guys might actually become the issue here. I mean, we're gonna have a couple of horizontal saw blades. I just hope that they pop quick enough. And we're gonna have freeze and lasers, so maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it'll be all right. We can bring no weapon at all to start with. I mean, that's going to be really tough, and we're probably going to lose a couple of lives in the early game because you get Earth Elementals on wave 2, Earth Lords. But it's possible. I don't know what I'd bring without it though. Maybe the Auto Ballista for that combo I was mentioning. Hey guys, have you do you have some safe good OMD3 torrent download link? Thanks. I mean, you just buy the game, dude. It's $30. The push trap stun could be useful, but if I was to bring a wall trap with stun, I'd do wall charger. The stun is 3 seconds, no matter how you apply it. Stun's always 3 seconds. So I do the wall charger instead, but the stun is reduced because the cooldown's reduced. Do you ever use the rip saw? The frost upgrade seems good. Yeah, it's a really powerful trap. The issue I have with it is it's hard to use with other floor traps that are better. Just because of the size and the length of it and all that. It's a little bit awkward to use. There are a couple of places that you can really use it pretty well. Ripper, how's it going? We're just kind of theorizing here. I think the loadout I have is probably what I'm going to use to try and see how far we can get. I would like the dart spitter, but I think spamming saline lasers and the cannons, the ice cannons, are probably just going to be a little bit better. So we're going to need to trigger this 40 times. We're going to need to kill some enemies with the spike wall. So we're going to want to run into a map real quick and get these upgraded. And then... Actually, we could probably just do that now. I think we're going to do the stone staff that's our primary weapon instead of the crossbow. That way, when they start getting through, we can still hopefully like keep them there. I love the spamming of seeing lasers. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because on the last map we did with the sappers, we only had 4 layers of lasers, and they were able to get past it after wave like 60. But here we're gonna have like 12 or 14 layers of lasers for the sappers to run through, so it's gonna be a lot harder for them to get to the cades. I think they're still gonna get there eventually, but for right now, probably not. Oh, let's look at our trinket here and make sure we've got the... Yeah, that's how we reset faster. Okay, we're gonna just do a quick test run, and then we're gonna upgrade these traps here, these 2 that we have, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, we're not bringing the Sinlin laser, actually. So we could maybe do the ballista combo with it. Yeah, what do we bring, though? Could just do another weapon with this setup. Let's take a look at the rest of the rooms here. Okay, so we've got this, which we're going to start lasers and probably saw blades. And that's what we're going to run with the sappers as well. Laser, saw blades, and tar on the bottom. You know, we could do brimstone out here in the front for the sappers, and then only use the flip traps back here in the back. So we could use brimstone in the gates. Could do that. Matt, you're so cool, dude. Watching every OMD3 video of yours. Appreciate it. What's cooldown on the flip traps with all the cooldown reduction? I think it's like 10 seconds or 9 seconds. Yeah, I don't think we have that information as part of the information we have, but should be either still correct or within a second of being correct of what I have on the wiki here. Let me pull that up. I think it's about 10 or 9 seconds. Yeah, reduced cooldown gives us 10 seconds. So it's actually going to be 14 because we want the flips very heavy enemies. So it's going to be on a 13-second cooldown with the trap reset trinket, which is actually kind of long. But with enough tar and freeze, even super late game, I think we're going to be okay. You know, we'll have to see. But the spike wall affects big guys as well, and that's kind of the idea, is we're just going to keep knocking them back and knocking them back. Unfortunately, money bags doesn't get affected by spike wall or flip trap, so money bags may leak through quite a bit, but he doesn't take rift points, so that's fine. Loki, hi man, how are you today? I am doing solid. Yeah, but we can bring one more trap with us though, right? So, you know what? Let's do boom barrel dispenser because we could, if we wanted to, at least place some of them. Because we can place these like this. But then there's nothing else for us to place on the wall, so then I would place boom barrel dispensers here, and then saw blades going inwards like that. That's what I would do. Right? Why is that one forward? Oh, it's hitting that. That's actually really good if it just shoots forward there. And that one's kind of bouncing back, so I wonder if we could just take this one that way. Where does it go? Oh, that's even more wasteful. So we do something like this then, yeah. And we can put the boom barrels. We do want the spike wall here. Then we have like a solid place, so we can do boom barrels there, for example. And that'll kind of be a nice catch-all in the very beginning at least, and take care of a lot of mobs. And we have our flips back here, so that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Okay. Or we could do, actually no, I'm a goof. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do vertical saw blades the whole way. We're gonna do, yeah, that's gonna be the whole way there. Vertical saw blades. And then horizontal ones at the bottom. As we can fit them. So never mind, we're not gonna put them there. We can put it here, however. Because vertical saw blade isn't gonna do us any good there. So these will stack up. Like this right outside. This will stun, and then we can put more boom barrels up here. Like that. Okay. So yeah, I think that's the other trap that we need to bring with us. Do they detonate by themselves? No, they have to be affected by another trap, but the saw blades will detonate them. Do fire lords appear on this map? They do. They appear out of this gate right here. Which is one of the reasons why we're cading back on that side, is so that way they can come in and die in this kill box before they get through. Now, I'm expecting them to eventually get through, which is why we're going to build a kill box up here as well. And barricade into this room, so everything that runs through, fire lords especially, won't be able to destroy those cades, and everything that's cade destruction will die by the time it gets over to the cades, which are going to be in here. That's the plan anyways, but that's going to be much later. Once we get this whole corridor built out, we're going to build back here in this area, and hopefully by then barricade destruction enemies are going to be, well, hopefully they never get to the point where they can destroy these caves back here, but if they do, hopefully by the time that they're destroying caves, we have this set up heftily enough. Yeah, because we could do like this here, right? There is a little bit of wasted space up here, which we could do vertical, but that's not going to help us because it's going to bounce right out of there. But again, you know, other good places for boom barrels, you know, on this wall, for example, and at the top of this area. So yeah, it's pretty useful. There's places for it that we couldn't really use other traps as effectively. That's actually a really good place for it. It's down. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Start with the fire hose. Start with some of that and some of that. Now, again, we're just running through to get these upgrades for the flip trap and the spike wall. So we're also going to do like a little bit of a test run on how well this whole setup does. A lot of physical damage here, actually. We really could probably use acid a little bit more on this. Would be pretty good. Okay. Okay. Now for this round, we only need to put them up here. And then let's go ahead and start building some stuff here. Patty, hello, how are you? Okay. So we're gonna do that. Do this. Like this. Okay. Again, we get Fire Lord comes out, so it's gonna be a little bit of a tough cookie to crack, but that's okay. I think if we crack it, we can. I don't remember if that upper part is gonna be goofed, but that upper part will. They completely missed. I like everything. They missed everything. Okay, let's see if it gets knocked back there, and then we can pop that and stun them. Oh, nice. Yeah, because that'll kick him back again. I need to kill enemies with this thing, though, so maybe this isn't the best map to do it on. I'm thinking Great Room might be. Nice. We need to flip things with a flip trap, so that's going to be easy enough to handle. Salut. It's French, right? Or how do you do? Alright, that everything's past it. Whee! It's actually going to help trigger the saw blades we put back there on that back wall. Oh. Had a guy decide you want to go over there. I think so, bud. I guess what we could have done is put push traps on the other side. Push him into the spike wall. Or something like that. Alright. Oh. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. We can take care of those guys for now, but eventually we're going to need to handle them with care. We are definitely going to want a little bit more damage. So I think the next thing that we're going to invest in is some lasers in this area here. Or maybe just more spike walls, actually. Put barricades in the middle. For the sappers, nah. I'd rather just take care of them with other traps. That way I'm not wasting money. Luckily, the spike wall is good enough to take care of ogres as it is. The only non-war scenario trap that doesn't need upgrades to do that. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and throw some lasers over here. I think sappers start coming out like every wave almost. I don't care about covering that side there. That'll probably be good for a while. Let's go ahead and throw some lasers on this edge. And then we'll do a snow cannon and another laser. The rabbit bunny, what's happening? Yeah, see the freeze under the lasers, man. Nice. Now they get knocked back. Already taking a little bit of bleed. And then once we put our saw blades back there, it's going to be pretty amazing how much gonna die with this inside this corridor here. Okay, do that. More flippage. Zeox, thanks for the sub, appreciate it. Rest for a second here, get our health up a little bit, let the orcs push in through this kill box. I tried clicking the number 2 for the stone staff, but it's My primary weapon this time. Okay. I think I might actually just place them like this, and then spread that out throughout there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be that long, right? I think so, yeah. Another one of those. All right, let's go ahead and throw some lasers on this edge for the sappers that come out. It should be okay for now. Oh, Birdie's flown out. Cage. Okay. I have a feeling like the flip trap is probably ready to be upgraded. Gamer Team DZ. Nice gameplay. I think you should update your description. No more exclusive. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Hang on, let me do that. You are absolutely correct, good sir. I forgot to do that. Somebody mentioned that the other day. I totally forgot to do that. Ask her on my shoulder. All right, there you go. All right, let me that out of here. All right, that's done. And then one more other quick thing with it. I need to change my channel information, my upload default, before I forget. Get that out of here. There we go. All right, cool. Appreciate it. It's good to be back, Joshua. Thanks. Okay. I guess we can go back and see what it does. How do you feel about the snowblower standing trap? At first I was like, I don't know. At first I didn't like it too much, because the one I was using, not the one I was using, I should say well, first of all, I think the asset upgrade is useless for the most part. Trigger, I want to see it. Oh, you killed something. But I think they're really good. Yeah, I used to think that the dart spitter with ice was probably better overall, but I'm starting to like them quite a bit more. I used them on the last endless we did, and they worked out pretty well. So yeah, overall, I have to say they're pretty good. They're better on. I think they're better on endless, just because they're really expensive for story mode, and they're not quite as consistent as the ice dart spitter. But on endless, they're really good because they can constantly spray the same guy, and since there's crowd control reduction on enemies as they get later in the waves, having something like them definitely helps that not be a problem. Because they're constantly freezing them, basically, instead of the ice dart spitter, which might freeze them once or twice, but as soon as they become unfrozen, they'll walk a little bit. Since the fire hoses are spraying them all the time, then yeah, it's really good. Oh, we got stuck in that. Yeah, in case you don't know, the spike wall is a solid object, so you can't shoot through it, and your projectiles that are on your traps can't shoot through it either. So I need to get something for these freaking archers, man. I need to like put some other stuff down there. I like fill this out with lasers here. Yeah, we can do that actually. We can fill it out with lasers. Tekken, how's it going? What's up? Man, I wish I had that that buff that gives me faster movement speed. They have in the game. Cool. So we got those 3 there. Get another one and another one. We got 3 there as well. How come you don't use the longer barricades? Aren't they cheaper? Yeah, it depends. I mean, yes, they are. But I've gotten so used to using the singles that I don't really use them anymore. Plus, what we're about to do with the barricades up here in the rift, we kind of want singles for. Because we're going to place a single there, and then single here, 2, 3, 4, I think 5. And then we're going to do like 1, 2, and then another 2 up this way, corners. So overall in this room, it'll be cheaper to have singles. But what I have right now, the setup I have right now, it actually would be slightly cheaper, like 300 coin cheaper to do doubles. Tech, I'm trying to get all the achievements, but I'm stuck on 5 million on Scramble. Yeah, I got past 5 million. It just depends on the trap layout you bring. Just make sure you have a little bit of every type of damage. I did ceiling lasers. I did wall chargers for lightning. I did these laser beams for the ease of laser beams. I did arcane brim for arcane damage. Tar for slow. Crossbow for headshots. Stuff like that. Yeah, so if you were to go back in those streams, you'd probably see some of the stuff that I did there for that. Okay, so we do that, and then we need these here as well. We need more tar. So we're going to check the tar back here and back here. And that should... Oh, I see what they're doing there. Okay. So one's on the far right, so we need to move the center one to the far right and this one to the middle. That's what they're doing. Okay. Yeah, we can fix that up. Okay, I do want to see if this like actually flips anything or how it pushes. Oh man, look at that over there. Oh, the troll. All right, yeah, flips him up. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Like knocks him up. Dang, that thing actually like killed the troll straight up. Unless he took damage just a second ago. He may have taken damage just a second ago. That one, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna do. We go inwards on this. Yeah, probably inwards. Since they're eventually gonna go that far. Got this map on tier 5 on Scramble. Wave 6, only 10 or so sappers. With my wave 7, my eyes almost pop when the map's full. Yeah, you get a lot of them, especially on Endless. There's a whole bunch that come out. Oh, I forgot to switch that laser over. That's fine. We're only doing this to get the upgrades. We don't have any upgrades or unique upgrades on the spike wall or on the flip trap. So after this wave, we'll see where we are on those upgrades. And then we're going to replay it with those upgrades because we can put bleed or stun on the spike wall and it's going to give us extra combos. Then we can have effects very heavy enemies for the flip traps and that's going to give us a lot. But I think this will work. And then we're just going to kind of spread lasers out. You know, instead of the boom barrels, we could do maybe Stealing Ballista, but we do Arcane for Stealing Ballista, huh? That might be better than boom barrels, actually. Would be funny if the spike wall slapped the saw blade right back. Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty funny. I think if it's extended, it does push it. If they're coming vertically to you, I think it does push it, or at least it creates that blockade for them to be pushed back. I don't know. Let's try it because we're gonna put the horizontal ones here. Something behind me like blew up or something. I don't know. Those are the other ones. Oh, it gets stuck right here. Hey, that ain't too bad. Anything that walks up right here is just gonna. Hey, ain't too bad. Okay. Let's let him. We'll kill him this wave and then we'll let him through. Actually, so we want this, and I mean more flip, I guess. I don't know. Do we want flip him back this way now, or maybe no flip back there. Okay. So then what we would do is that and that. Tactical, hey dude, I'm new to Orcs Must Die 3. What's up with all the lasers? The best trap to use? They're a good trap to use because they're consistent, but I would say the best trap are these saw blade launchers. When you place them vertically like this, they're gonna keep bouncing around in the same area. So, but yeah, the lasers are a consistent source of damage, which is nice. Tekken, I just came from an endless of the map you're playing. I had a weird thing. TNT Archer attack Cade randomly. It depends on where you place your Cades, but yes, I've seen that. I've seen people have that problem. If you place your Cades, for example, these kids, and you place them one farther up, there's some kind of a checkpoint in this area that they're trying to reach, and if they can't reach it, they'll attack barricades. Or if you're standing too close to them and they attack you, then the arrows are just going to do it. Otherwise, TNT Archer, unless you have the map completely closed off, TNT Archer shouldn't hurt the barricades. Fair new traps looks a little bit different. Yeah, so I did an endless yesterday, and one of the things they added, it actually looks like it does force them to bounce backwards. One of the things they added in the game from the Stadia release was crowd control reduction, which is what they should have done in the first place instead of adding fire elementals all the time. Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. So maybe moneybags won't be too much of a problem. Because if he gets frozen in front of these and they launch, then those are going to shred his face down. And crowd control reduction is basically they get slowed less and for less duration. They get stunned for less duration. They get confused for less duration, that sort of thing. So I think that physics traps are the way to go because enemies have to fall down and then they have to stand back up. And the amount of time it takes them to do that, I don't think has been reduced. Therefore, we're going to be testing out physics traps to see if we can go any farther. I placed them wrong then. Yeah, of course. I don't know. I think that wasn't an issue before, but now it's an issue, so I don't know why. 110 viewers, welcome. It's like what I had yesterday. Yeah. That's what we're gonna go for. We're just gonna get the upgrades for them so that way they can be a little bit more effective and give us some more combos for our super late game. And that's why we're losing right now. So we can check the progress we have and then run it again. Active! Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Alright, let's let him in. Time matches scared you? I turned it down. Turned the volume down. Like quite a bit actually from what it used to be. What about Wall Pounder? The push trap. Yeah, so the push trap, it doesn't affect the big guys. And the places I would be able to fit the push trap, I'd rather have the oh, thanks to the sub. You guys are subbing all over the place. I would place the saw blade launchers vertically instead because they're going to do a lot of damage. So I do need damage in this setup. I can't rely on the lasers to do all of that because they get really tanky. The saw blades are probably the best damage there is. Elastico, is there any new information for the DLCs? No, but they said they are working on stuff. All right, Crab. Burb is back. Goofy, do you know if the get all items achievement is glitched? Yes, it's glitched for everybody. 0% across the board, except for maybe like the developers. I think somebody said they might have that achievement. The objective for today is to get as far as we can with the traps that we're bringing, which are going to be physics-based traps. Okay, good. So we want the flips very heavy enemy on the flip trap, and we want the... I think we want the stun for the spike wall, because it will stun the boss, even if it won't knock him back, but it'll still add combos to everything else. Just out of curiosity, have you tried messing around with the flip traps on basement? If you're gonna make part-time, you can't let anything fall down. Maybe like 1 or 2 things and you'll have to go catch them, but other than that, you won't be able to let anything fall down if you try and make part-time. But yeah, you can toss them down there. I think the easiest way to get him down there, though, is to trigger an ogre to run at you. And... oh, the YouTube thing is behind. Let me actually... Let's see, where's the viewer count? We got slightly over so you guys can see my FPS and see what happens to it. I think that's good for you. The sound, it's a bird. Yeah, it's a cockatiel. Oh, you can't drink that. He's trying to drink my Mountain Dew right now. Tried to eat my breakfast yesterday. Here, that. There you go, bud. Got some fresh grass at the store today. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're gonna bring, and then of course freeze on the snow cannon. Yeah, sweet. All right, now that we got our upgrades, now we're gonna go really far. The stun upgrade also knockback. Yeah, it does both. It does the stunning and knockback. It's really good for bosses because bosses cannot get pushed around, but they can get stunned. That sound well nice. What's his name? Buddy McFly. We are like 85% sure it's a dude. Okay, one of those, and one of those. I feel like I started with more money this time because I'm pretty sure I did all that last time. I don't know. Okay. Can't wait for basement rift lord fun. Yeah, I did it. There's a way to do it that's like difficult where you build kill boxes in front of the gates. And then there's the easy way where you build barricades. You're gonna want to use probably singles. I don't know, maybe doubles. And you kind of build barricades to clump up the enemies in the center, running from the wall facing the rift straight to the rift. So you kind of funnel them that way. But it makes part time really close, so it's kind of tough. You got to make sure you kill everything in the first wave and sell everything in the first wave as soon as you can. Saw a boom barrel last time that you placed in the rift room. Oh, maybe. It's a cockatiel. All right, crab. I'm gonna place in the rift room. This one? Maybe. What we're gonna do in the rift room once we get up there. As a matter of fact, let's test it now because I need to see. Okay, that falls there. So our barricades are gonna run like this. Probably up against this wall. Actually, maybe not. What can we do here? We can do the spike wall facing downwards, and it'll like go and slam them. But I kind of want to do these horizontal, at least this way. But I think we're gonna have. I think this wall here is gonna have a crap ton of these horizontal, and then above it's gonna be the spike wall knocking everything backwards. So maybe we don't need. We could probably do spike walls here to do stun. The problem is trolls. If you keep them stunned but you don't do enough damage, then that's going to be a problem. So if we do the barrels here, it hits the barricade and blows up. And if we do the barrel here, it still rolls over the barricade. Okay, so what we're actually going to do in this room, I think, is we're going to do this. Okay, apparently there's a spot there that is invisible. We can do something like that. You getting stuck on, bud? Huh. Okay. I did this before and it didn't get stuck there, so that's weird. Maybe not then. We do go up and then it comes down. No, it'll just bounce up. Well, okay, it bounces down right away. But the problem with this is it only triggers there. So yeah, I guess we'll extend the barricades out then, like this, and then run the boom barrels here. And yeah, okay, so that way they'll explode here, and then we'll just try and because everything's going to take the shortest path, hopefully. So they'll hopefully run up against the edge of the barricade, and the boom barrel will take care of them. So that's what we'll do in this room. It's a Pikachu Burb, yeah. Why aren't there war scenarios and endless? Firestorm, I have no idea. I wish that every map on this in this game was endless, but it is not the case. Careful, bud. Okay, so this snow cannon and lasers. Couple lasers, tar, and do flip trap. Okay. Yeah, frontline would be fun and endless. So if you go on Stadia, you can glitch the game to be endless for all maps. And in doing so, you can play war scenarios. I will say that it took about 2.5 hours to get to 2.5 hours to get to wave 25 on frontline. But it's pretty cool because you get 5 gore bashes, and if you go to wave 30, you get 6, and it maxes out at 6 bosses, which is pretty crazy fun. So if that is something you really, really want to do, Stadia is how you do it. And then you can let Google servers handle all the lag. All right, good. Freeze, that's good. The goal of the Runtime Master is to get as far as we can. Andre, just sub. Appreciate the sub. As far as we can here. Alright. Throw up some lasers. What is Stadia? Isn't that the question? Oh, I didn't sell that. Sell that then. Isn't that the question? What is Stadia? Stadia is a Google online service for gaming. Come on, you're supposed to die to that. They must have made Cobalt Sappers a little bit stronger, because I'm pretty sure they would have died like instantly to those. Kind of think about moving the I think moving the tar and that on that corner back a little bit, possibly. Not sure yet. Got any touch 5 school War Mage Tower? Or Mage Tower on War Mage? Yeah, it's really easy. Just when you first start, you start outside, and then as soon as you run inside, take a hard right. At the top of the staircase is a little inside room. Use ceiling lasers and some kind of wall traps, whatever you want, and then build barricades to force everything against the wall. And then stand up on top of the stairs and kill them. Just make sure you barricade off the other side at the bottom of the stairs, and then everything will run up into that little box and die. Not sure about this. They didn't die to that, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We're gonna do some saw blade launchers. Probably, oh, we can do one here. Probably here as well. And that should help with the sappers then. Or you can just spam ceiling lasers everywhere. Yeah, you can do that too. There we go. That Earthlord took some damage off of that. Huh. There's no way it does that much damage, just by default. It's pretty weird. Flexed me so much I didn't even so I was wasting coins placing big trap. Yeah, unfortunately the war scenario traps are not you know, they're just not too effective, too efficient anyways. You know, they really got something to be desired. Oh crap, okay, whatever, I'm not gonna chase him. Something to get through. I think it was a Earth Elemental. But yeah, all of the war scenarios have really good spots for actual kill boxes, so you don't have to use the war traps. All right, we need to put some damage there at that back end to take care of these archers. They're pretty pesky. We're pretty pesky people. Oh, okay, good. Archers are also very good to make sure. Yeah, you can put them up on balconies and stuff on the outside and on the inside. There's a little spot to put archers. The problem is they might get targeted by other archers, so you just have to watch out for that. What are we looking? Okay, there we go. What's in here? Do one horizontal as well, but that should take care of our vertical stuff for a while. I'm gonna get rid of those, and right, let's switch these around. I'm gonna do flip, and tar here. Let's go place a laser, at least one laser here for now. Okay. Paladins and the Arcane Witch are so good if you stack them. Yeah, if you can get a bunch of them, but they're pretty expensive. And it depends on the map too, because if you play on the flyer map, whatever it's called, I don't remember, you're gonna have a hard time because you don't have a ton of money on that, or you have to two different areas where they come in at. And there are also some maps out there that don't have outdoor spots for all the gates. The Mage Tower does. Which one is it? I don't remember which one it is, but there's one of them that doesn't have any outside spot, or that has the one with Zelzador. Oh crap! No. Okay, that's whatever. So the one with Zelzador. There's two inside gates that you can't use ward traps on. They're good in the first and second wars. I mean, probably, but I still wouldn't use them even for those. I mean, you can just make more efficient kill boxes without them. Fair type for Mage Tower's Barricade on the second stairs. There's kill box in every corner in the stairs. Yeah, because the boss comes from the side that you spawn on. And it also, and so it's only going to run up to one side, so you just kind of wait at the top of the stairs for it, and then you stone staff it or freeze it with an ice amulet. What's going on about? Oh, hang on, he pooped on my shirt. Okay. Oh no! Crap. Well, I didn't remember what came out on this way. So that's fine, we're okay. We got the stone staff, we'll make it. And we'll waste a little bit of money in repairing or replacing the cades. And we'll just get more lasers, I guess. Plastic Bird, yep. Jakes, is this a challenge? What are you using these traps for endless? Because they've introduced a mechanic they had in Orcs Must Die Unchained, where enemies have crowd control reduction, meaning they're not slowed for as long, the freeze doesn't last as long, that sort of thing. So you can't really cheese crowd control too much. Which is why I think the fire hoses are probably better for endless than the ice dart spitters. So we're using physics traps to push them, to throw them backwards. The big guys especially, and what that does is it kind of forces them to ragdoll. And what I'm hoping is that the animation duration for them to have to stand back up is the same, and that's probably going to be longer late game than a freeze or a stun would be. And that's our theory here, and so we're just going to see how far we can get with it. And this map's, you know, we can go pretty far on this map, so that's good. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to poke you, dude. Wait for a while, it's almost like a heard a conversation session. Yeah. It was confirmed because I had noticed it, some other people had noticed it, and honestly it was a good thing. I've actually told them that back on Stadia. I said that's what it should be. Because back on Stadia, I was like, this is too easy, I can AFK forever and stuff. And then they made it quote-unquote harder by adding fire elementals to like every wave. The problem with that is you can take care of fire elementals and then what, alright? So, the solution they had wasn't really a great solution in my opinion. And it looks like and I've told them that, and so I said that they should definitely do it, and I'm sure they knew to do it anyways. Thought about it. Bird has a name. Yes, Patty. The bird's name is Buddy McFly. Let's see. I get another freeze turret here to help out with some of this freeze that needs to happen here. Yeah, but does the iron wall spikes? Yes, these they do. I had to yell in my ear. They throw back big guys. You'll see if I can get one back here. You'll see how good it does. What do you think about the saw on the ground? You know, I would be placing the saws horizontally on the down section. The overall issue with that is like I would place it down here horizontally if I could, but then I can't place a bunch of these spike walls. So it's kind of a trade-off. I get one or I get the other kind of thing. You can also place the spike walls vertically like this, in case you didn't know. Place them horizontally, but you can place them vertically. Ooh. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Get a flip trap. Ow. Come on. That didn't affect me. Okay, so we can still put it there. That's good. So we're going to put those there. And then these here. Another one here. Oh, hang on. What is this? We've got an extra square spot on that side. Okay. So for that, then, we are going to remove this. Maybe we'll put it somewhere in the center, then. I don't know yet. Anybody use acid on the cannon since you have a lot of physical? Well, the physical traps, I mean, the saw blade launchers are going to shred them anyways. I'd rather have the freeze happen than the acid. Just because these physical traps for the spike walls, what their purpose is to not do damage. It's actually to kind of crowd control the big guys. The only thing that's really doing the damage is the saw blades and the lasers. Those saw blades will probably do more overall. However, they do so much anyways that I'd rather have freeze. Since I have a crowd control duration resistance, right? As the waves get longer, the reason I like the freeze cannons is because they're a consistent stream of ice. And so they're just going to be constantly freezing them until the duration for the ice is up. Or like the shooting animation is over. And then the enemies can start moving. Plus, the ice causes them to take bonus physical damage as well as acid. So it's kind of a, choose one. Wouldn't it be best to... Oh, the other saws. It'd be hard to use, and, they do a lot of damage, but the enemies get such a high health pool that it doesn't matter after a certain point. Yeah, I would normally go window with this kind of a setup up here at the top, except for the fact that their duration for being confused also is reduced. And in which case, the theory on this one is that the animation for them to be knocked down is longer, at a certain point will be a longer form of crowd control than freezing or stun or anything like that. Or confusion or distraction or any of that other stuff. That's the theory. But I don't know. That's what this is for. This is for to test it. Yeah, we need to get some ice back here in the back. Once we're able to. I think we're good enough in the front here for a while. Plus, the lasers, they're pretty cheap overall for the amount of ceiling space to take up, and these spike walls are pretty cheap for the amount of wall space to take up. Nice defense. What's your advice to a guy that started playing in order to farm money? Yeah, just check out my channel. There's the channel video is how to farm skulls. You can do that, or you can play the new game mode, and there is a buff that you can get on the new game mode that increases your drop chance or pickup chance for consumables, and skulls drop off of that, so that's a really good way to get them. But surely wall spike traps won't take you this far. If it keeps pushing them back, and the flip traps as well, we have the upgrade for affecting the big guys. Hopefully both of them combined can keep the big guys in the area long enough for everything else to kill them. Of course. Okay, you need to keep walking through, bud. There you go. Oof, there we go. Okay, and let's see, how do we want to do this? We can maybe put all the saw blades in the front, because we have a full wall space opened. But I kind of want to do it here in the middle somewhere. Here. And then maybe I should do get this one to go inwards, and then this one to go outwards, and push it back here. And this one, push it back here. Like that. Yeah, that's fine. We'll have it. We'll have these going in and this side going out. Yeah. Yesterday I made to top 20 on the list on close quarters for 24 hours. I'm passing on 34. Yeah. Oh great. Scramble's actually overpowered. I got 200 skulls in 60 minutes. Yeah. If you can get the upgrades, then absolutely. It's really good. Arcane Dragon on the wall down the hallway. It's not going to be very useful. If it had some sort of other utility to it, ow, that's loud. If it had some other kind of utility, I'd bring it, but just a little bit of extra elemental damage isn't going to do it for me. Plus, they're pretty expensive for being a wall trap. Like, these spike walls are 400 per square, whereas the Arcane Dragon's going to be 1200 per square. But I used them on switchbacks the other day when I was playing switchbacks, and they just really felt really underwhelming. Use some boom barrel in between those spike traps. Oh yeah, that's pretty smart. We could do that. Yeah, the saw blades do more damage. I brought the boom barrel because there's plenty of places where other traps won't work where the boom barrels will. That's a smart idea, but I think I'm going to stick with the saw blades just because they're so powerful. I look how much money we got. Oh boy. These traps are pretty budgeted too, so it's we're going to have plenty of stuff putting around everywhere. Okay, now whenever we get a chance, we sort of do want to... I don't want to flip anything back into the gates, because you can get enemies stuck back there, so we're probably just going to do a crap ton of tar in this area. Even more tar than we have. Maybe. Oh. Oh, that saw blade's getting stuck. Look at that guy. He is not doing anything at all. Okay. I guess I can flip him backwards that way, right? They're still going to get ragdolled. Oh, you know what? We're not. We'll flip him up. We'll flip him against the walls. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's fair. I ever have the feeling slight increasing damage will make a difference in neighbors. Yeah, we'll see. The saw blades have a lot of damage to them, so we will see. Plus, where you could put the Arcane Dragon at the edge of the wall here, you can also put the saw blade launchers vertically, and they'll shoot down the entire corridor. You know, one of the things I wish they'd change about the Arcane Dragon is that it wouldn't get, it would block, or it would fly through solid objects, such as the beam from the Ice Dart Spitter, or the back end of the spike walls, or even boom barrels, because they get stuck on boom barrels, and I think it's kind of funny. You know, it's a magical trap, so why would it get stuck on a boom barrel, you know? But, here's what it is. Alright, so we're going to do some more saw blades here. We're going to flip those two flip traps to the other side. Maybe do another saw blade launcher this way. Oh, maybe if we go down it won't get stuck. What do you think? Let's see. Acid damage on Snow Canyon or cooldown? I think cooldown's better. I think freeze is overall just a better than acid. But it kind of depends. If you have a bunch of melee or physical damage traps, then you might want to go. You might want to go with acid. All right, let's see how this works. You want those side ones to trigger so we can see where they get stuck, if they get stuck. Oh, I don't know which one's getting stuck. Oh, it's these ones on the bottom. These two are getting stuck on each other. Huh. Pretty weird. All right, we'll take the side ones off. Do the boom barrels explode? Auto explode. They don't auto explode, but they do explode if other things affect them. Unless you drop them from a high enough height, then they will explode. Imagine being magical fire spitting dragon, but your only weakness is stupid barrels and spike walls. Yeah, exactly. That's what, you know, that's kind of, it's kind of weird to me. Why they would have that, I don't know. Oh, I guess I could put frost cannons in here on these corner pieces. Huh. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to push all the lasers over to one side, and then maybe I push them on that side and then throw a laser side horizontal. I don't know yet. Okay. Even if I'm using the Dark Spitter freeze. Yeah, it doesn't matter which, Actually, if you're using the dart spitter with freeze, I would probably not bring the, I wouldn't bring the snowblower. I'm gonna call it so many different things between fire hose and snowblower and freeze cannon. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I probably just wouldn't bring it in general if you have the dart spitter with freeze. I think the dart spitter is more accurate overall, but I think that it is. All right, I just want to remove that. Make sure those guys can fly. Yeah, that was the problem, I guess. And then go up to there. Okay, that's a death trap, ready to be deathed. I guess I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do this one horizontal. Do we do it here? Yes, we do. Okay, some of this room here. Right, we wanted this to go inwards, inwards, and inwards, and up. That'll be this up area here. Okay. Well, now that AoE reduction, do you think Endless War? The shredding box, it is. You guys can if you want to with the dart spitter freeze, but I would just avoid using it if you have the dart spitter freeze instead. I would bring 2 weapons, crossbow and stone staff, so you can stone staff secondary, crossbow primary for headshots, and then I would run lasers and ice dart spitters for that combo, and then I would run that's the 2 ceiling traps, and then I would run the saw blade launcher and the wall charger for my wall traps, and then I would run barricades. Arcane Brimstone, R with extra slow, and the Floor Scorcher. That is what I have found to be my favorite like setup in general and the most effective in from what I've done. But you know, you really can't go wrong with anything. You know, obviously this setup is working pretty well and it is kind of cheap to be, you know, as well. So if you ran a setup like this, I mean, there wouldn't be anything wrong with it. Just, I got that by experimenting with a bunch of traps, and if it also has to match your playstyle, so if your playstyle's having you do something different, then definitely do something different. Alright, so nothing to get through there yet, but we do want to kind of make sure we're not going to lose anything. So let's get a couple more cannons. Space them out a little bit. We're going to get some more lasers in the front. And that way we can kill things as they get flown back. There's really no wrong answer to what trap you bring. They've all got their purpose, except for decoys. They're the only ones that don't have a purpose. But everything else does. And we're so far so good on sappers as well, looks like. It's a freaking nice show. Oh yeah. It actually is. Think about it, you got like the lasers from like and the fog and the mist shooting from the cannons. The rave party up in here. And all the enemies, as soon as they show up to the party, they all start bleeding. Typical rave parties, right? No, I'm kidding. I went to one in college and it was just kind of awkward. Everybody's just kind of weird. It's one of those like social experiment kind of weirdness. Of course, everyone was in college, so I guess that's probably why. Not bad, not bad. Okay, cool. Hello, just subbed. I love OMD3, but I have a few questions. Thanks, Great Potato. One in particular, what does acid do? I tried it out, it seems to be almost do nothing. Yeah, that's about what it does. No, I'm kidding. What it does is it creates a melting effect.